Welcome, everyone. Happy 2023. Thank you for joining this session today. We are working on whole body. So we are starting the year with a little bit of a session where we approach the whole body, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of movement, a little bit of core. So here we go. If your knees are doing okay, you don't have any sensitivity, and you don't need to come onto your back and maybe hug your knees and rock a little, that would be the modification. If you need to be off your knees, if that is not needed, then we are coming on to a tabletop position today. We start from here and we are going to take some undulations for the spine to start making space in the body. Okay, so look that the shoulders are over your wrists. Look that the hips are above your knees. You can extend the tops of your feet down. If you like it better to tuck your toes, you can do that. And let's go. Let's start connecting with the breath. Inhaling, we start lifting the tail. You will feel a tilt in your pelvis, the sitting bones spiking up. Then we lengthen the spine, rolling the shoulders back. You may also feel a little bit of a stretch in the throat and the chin going up. Then we exhale, if possible, through the nose, pushing the hands down, widening the back body, bringing the tailbone down and the core more into your being. And then again, we inhale through the nose, we lengthen the front, we expand the heart center, we exhale, we push the earth as we let the neck and the head drop and release. Let's do two more. Inhaling and exhaling. Take your time so you get a hold of your breath. Sometimes, because we are very attuned to doing the shape, we forget that the breath is a big part of it, and we want to find connection between the two. I finished that fourth one, and now I'm going to add a little bit of zigzagging, moving the shoulders side to side, letting the hips tilt maybe, or move to the right and the left. You can go low, you can maybe go halfway. You can even push the hips back and feel the sensation of stretching the arms, bringing the chest down and the hips towards the heels, and then rock forward. So take a little bit of a freestyle here, giving yourself 30 seconds, 1 minute, let's say, to roll a little bit around. And maybe with these, finding those sensations of the ribs popping or clicking, maybe opening little spaces that are tight, right? Just to get more ready for the practice. You can also do some circles with the head or take the chin side to side. And when you feel ready, sorry that I'm a little congested. I'm recovering. I had COVID, so I'm like out of the woods now, but I'm still a little congested. So look at your hands, dial the finger pads out to the sides, and then move your knees a few inches back. And from here, we are going to move into down dog today. Sorry, today in down dog, I'm going to give you some cues to start really engaging the legs and the rest of the body. So as you dial your finger pads out, tuck your toes, start sending your hips up towards the skies. Look at your hands when you get to this inverted V shape and make sure that you're pressing down and forward. And then give yourself a moment here to pedal, to bend deeply, one knee first, and stretch the opposite leg, and then switch, of course, to the second side. You can, of course, here also play a little bit with bringing the hips side to side. Maybe in these first moments of down dog, you let the chest come close to your thighs. And then find your breath here again. And then as you come towards stillness, after moving a little bit, take your time if you need more. I want you to try and look at your feet and make sure that they are the closest possible to hip distance apart. So hip width apart for your feet. And then make a point on having the base of your big toes and the base of your pinky toes pressing firmly down. And then together with that, I want you to look at your inner heels. And from there, imagine you have like two little pins and try to bring the inner heels towards the earth. It doesn't matter if the heels don't touch down, okay? Mine are not. But I'm trying to lengthen the inner heels down, and then I'm going to pair that with the outer heels. So both sides, they are pressing and lengthening down. From there, we are going to lift the inner arches. We are going to tighten the shins. We are going to also lift the inner and the outer knees. So imagine you have two little strings on each side of your knees, and you're lifting them up into your thighs. Now then, with the thighs, we are engaging them to press back towards the bones you have in your legs. And with that, you lift your sitting bones a little bit more. Now, all of that normally makes our ribs expand. So after doing all of that, those actions with the legs, see if you can bring your front ribs in. So we change from the chest coming towards the legs into bringing the front ribs or the floating ribs into the heart. Then drop the head. We are breathing here. And then we are walking the hands back towards the feet. It's a little bit of a break. We bend the knees. We let the trunk fall over the legs. We let the neck feel long and the head heavy, almost like if everything is falling into the top of your head or the skull and moving down towards the earth. If you can, with your fingers, you're touching the mat or the floor. If they are not close, maybe you bend your knees a little more, or you bring any kind of support like blocks or anything that you have from home to add a little bit more height, right? And lift there for support of the hands. Take a nice breath in. Nice breath out. And then I want you to think again into your inner and outer heels, the base of your big toes and the mounts of your pinky toes. And we are going to come up like unrolling a sushi, okay? So press through the feet. Those feet are making your legs strong to support the way up. Release the head and slowly start bringing your body back up or up towards standing. If you see, I'm letting my shoulders, my neck, my head be the last thing to come up. When I'm coming up to standing, I'm rolling the shoulders back, and I'm also lengthening through the back of the neck, the skull, and the crown goes up to the skies. Okay, once we are here, we are at the back of the mat. We look at the feet again. We want to make sure that they stay hip distance apart. We are going to turn the arms and the hands to face out. And I want you to feel again the base of your feet, lifting the energy into your shins, into your knees, from the knees into your thighs. Then imagine your thighs gluing into your bones so they are moving back. And then add also the sensation of having your tailbone dropping towards the earth, like if you add one leg in between your two legs. So it's lengthening down. We are lifting from the belly button into the chest, from the chest into the nose. So this is a very important posture. We call it mountain pose, and it gives us a lot of stability. And it's very helpful for balancing also and better posture. So we are preparing to go from here. We turn, like I said, we turn the arms out and we inhale, we send the arms up overhead. With the exhale, we bend the knees and we fold. We inhale, half lift, opening the chest. We exhale, we fold again. Pressing through the feet, we return to standing. And we exhale with hands to heart. At the end of that exhale, we release the arms. Opening the chest, we turn the arms and the palms out again. Here we go. Inhaling. We repeat the same thing, exhaling. Inhaling, half lift. Exhaling for the fold. Inhaling as we press through the feet, spreading the toes. We come up to standing. We exhale to the center. and we release the arms. Last time, we turn the palms out, feel steady in your legs, come with the weight onto your heels. Inhaling, we go up and we stretch the sides of the body. We exhale and we fold. We inhale, half lift, hands can come to your thighs. We exhale, releasing. We press through the heels, spreading toes. We come up to standing. And we are back, hands to heart center. Take a moment here. Feel your steady legs, lifting and drawing the energy up into your heart, expanding the chest. And as you expand the collarbones, you let the heart be exposed and come towards your hands, okay? Take another breath here. Then exhale, release the arms. Beautiful. Now we're going to change it a little. We're going to bring the arms in front. We interlace fingers. We turn the palms to press away from your chest. Make sure that your arms, as you look at them, they are tight also. So instead of being bent or a little loose, make them straight. And it's almost like if you're hugging your outer arms into your inner arms. And then inhale the next time and send your arms overhead. Press through the palms, and not only the palms and the arms are straight, but I want you to try and feel the sides of your body also lifting and lengthening together with your arms. So the action is not only coming from the beginning of your arms or shoulders, but it's coming from your hips, okay? So let's do that. Lengthen the sides, make your tailbone move towards the floor like a third leg, reach up through the crown of the head, and feel that connection between heaven and earth. You are right in between. And reach up and reach down. Beautiful. We exhale, we fold again. And from here, we are going to walk the hands back into downward facing dog like we were before. So go the distance that you need, dial your finger pads out, stretch through the arms, widen the upper back. Remember what we did before, we were engaging the legs a lot, letting the sitting bones go up a little higher and then bringing the front ribs in, okay? Good. Now we're going to look at the hands and we're going to move them just a little bit forward so we can go from there into a plank pose. When we come to the plank pose, I want you to imagine your heels pushing into a wall, and those heels, they are straight above your toes, like I'm showing. So you want the heels to be vertical, okay? Push the floor with your hands, lift and tighten your thighs into your bones, lengthen your tailbone, and also lengthen the front of your spine. One inhalation here, and then exhale, go back to down dog. Lengthen through the heels, push the floor away, and tilt that pelvis, sending the sitting bones up and back, then bring the front ribs in and drop the head. Good. Now we're going to bring the feet together for the next thing. Again, we press through the heels down, inner and outer, tighten the shins, lift the kneecaps, send the inner thighs back. Let's go with the right leg up. Then we bend that right knee, we bring it towards the chest into a plank pose again. Right foot goes forward into a lunging position. We stay in the lunging position, just pressing that back heel towards the wall behind you. And I want you to use that back leg as a standing leg. Remember when we practice the standing, the mountain pose? So imagine that left leg doing that. Push through the heel, lift the thigh, and then tighten the hips into the center. Sometimes we push one hip to one side. So you don't want to do that because it messes up the hips. So bring the hips into the center, then lengthen the front of your spine and the back body. So both, they are like equal. The front and the back, they are getting long. Take a breath here. And then we go back to down dog. Another breath here in down dog. And then we're going to switch sides. So when you're ready, front ribs in, drop the head, pick up those hips, send the left leg up and back, bend the left knee, hollow your belly so you can bring that knee towards your chest, and then put that left foot in between the hands when you get there. Right heel, like we did in the plank pose, you see that it's vertical, right? It's above the toes. Tighten that right leg, it's doing Tadasana. Zip up your inner legs, drop your tailbone, lengthen the front of the spine and the back body, sending the shoulders back. Let's take a breath. And then we go back to down dog. And then after that full breath in down dog, we'll take it back to plank. And again in plank, I want you to feel like you're standing. So press through the heels, tighten the legs, lengthen the tailbone, open the chest, and then we take it all the way down. If you need to use your knees, use your knees. From here, we lift one leg, we stretch it and we put it down. Then the second leg, lift it, stretch it, put it down. So we are just creating more connection to the earth. Tighten your glutes, lengthen your tailbone, bring your hands a little bit lower with the elbows in, and push the floor to lift into cobra. In this cobra, we are just trying to gently lengthen and lift the sides of the body, opening the chest. We exhale and release. Again, let's go. Inhaling, elbows in, lengthen the spine. Exhale. Last one, inhaling, press the tops of your feet down. Exhale. Good, now we're going to add a little game. The right arm stays alongside the torso. The left arm stays up overhead, bring the forehead down. Good, so what we're going to do is that we're going to work with both sides of the body. So I'm going to use the left arm and the right leg, and then we're going to switch it, right arm, left leg, okay? So starting with the left arm and the right leg, you can keep the right arm alongside, like I said, or even touch the floor. We are going to inhale, lift right leg, lift right arm, lift your head, and stretch them away from one another, the leg and the arm. Breathe in, exhale, and release. Good, now we bring the right arm forward, the left arm back, and we switch sides, okay? Press the pubic bone down, tighten your glutes. When you're ready, inhale, right arm up, left leg back, and up, and we stretch them away from one another. And then we exhale, we release. Good, bring that right arm next to you, left hand also, like the chaturanga arms. We tuck the toes, we pass by the tabletop, and then we go up to down dog. And in this down dog, we use it to lengthen and open the lower back because we were back bending a little. So push, lengthen, tilt the pelvis, bring the front ribs in. Take a breath. Good. Okay, then from here, we're going to do one more time. We inhale the right leg up. We exhale, we bring that right foot forward. This time we're going to add some pieces. The back leg again is doing Tadasana, so it's really strong, lifting that thigh, firming the hips into the midline so they don't sway side to side. Lengthen the torso and then bring your hands on top of your right thigh to come up into a high crescent. The back leg will want to become like loose. So you want to, again, zip it up, tighten it, make that back heel to be straight above your toes and push the front foot down, okay? We keep the right hand where it is and we're going to send the left arm up. Left side lengthening and lifting and connect the power between that left arm and your left leg so they both move away from one another as you drop your tail. Breathe in, breathe out. And then bring that left elbow to the right for a twist. So I'm hooking that elbow. Keep that back leg super tight, right? Strong. Keep pushing through that back heel. And then you can bring your right palm on top of the left one for a twist. We come back to center. We touch down and we go to down dog. Pedal if you need. Take a full breath in. Release. With the exhale, it can be a sigh out. And we go on to our second side. Left leg goes up. Follow the line of your legs. So tighten the hips so they don't sway. Bring the front ribs in. And then pass that left leg in. Let's bring it in front into the lunge. Okay, now again, we're going to tighten that back leg like if you're standing in Tadasana, firming the hips into the midline. It's like I'm zipping my inner legs. Lengthen the trunk, open the chest. Take a breath. Make sure that you're firming that front foot before coming up, and then we put the hands on top of that left thigh. When you have it, drop the tail, but dropping the tail doesn't mean that you're dropping your right thigh, okay? Lift it into your bones, drop the tail so you can lift through the front of the body. Good. Keep the left hand onto your thigh, and let's send the right arm up. Reach up that side, pushing through the back heel. And then we bring the right elbow to the left. As we do that, we need to retighten that back leg, moving the belly and the chest to the left. Maybe you use your left hand on top of the right one. And we turn, we twist to the left. Back to the center. We are touching down and back to down dog. And from down dog this time, we are going to bring the knees down. We are going to widen the knees, bring the big toes to touch and push back. We take a moment here so we can release the forehead into child's pose. Let the belly soften. Watch your breath as it comes in through the nostrils. Where is it going? Do you feel it in some specific area of your body? Maybe you can intentionally send it to more spots, more corners. Breath and blood, they are connected. So the more awareness we bring into the breath, the more we are enhancing blood flow in our whole body, organs, around the muscles, ligaments, everything, even into the brain. Good. Then slowly we push towards the seat. We are going to bring the legs in front, and we are going to change this a little bit. So as we bring the legs in front, wiggle a little bit the legs. And I'm going to give you two options. I'm staying sideways so you can see what I'm going to do, but two options. First of all, if you need to pad your sitting bones and elevate yourself because you feel like you go into a very rounded position, super recommended. You take a blanket, maybe a pillow, and you sit elevated, and it will help your spine. Instead of be compressed, it will get more space in between the vertebrae, okay? Second, from there, you have two choices for today. Either you cross the right shin in front of the left one for a regular cross leg position, all good. The second one goes a little different, bringing the right leg completely over the left one and making the knees, I'm going to turn now so you can see, but making more or less those knees come towards being one over the other. This is not an easy task because it requires for our hips to be a little bit more stretched and more open. So don't worry if this doesn't happen. It can be halfway or it can be just a cross leg position, okay? So from here with the right leg on top or the right leg in front, if you're doing the cross leg, we are going to sit tall and embody Tadasana or the mountain pose again. The legs are not doing that, but from the pelvis, we can elevate the spine, we can roll the shoulders, we can feel the crown of the head moving up to the skies and the sitting bones connecting to earth. Taking one breath in. And then with the exhale, we bring ourselves into a fold. And that fold can be any amount. So you can bring your hands in front and then drop the head. Maybe having some kind of support like a block, a pillow, or something from home in front of you to put your forehead can be helpful. Maybe I'm just showing options. Maybe you need a little bit more, so you add a second one or even taller. Maybe a bolster or a cushion that it's a little more like firm. You can put it up tall and then you put your head there. Any of those things are helpful. I want you to just take a few moments here with that support and breathe. Then we slowly walk ourselves back. We are almost at the end, but before we finish with that right leg on top, the only thing that we're going to change is to put that right foot down on the floor or down on your mat. You see how now it's pressing down. And when that knee comes a little more elevated, we are going to use it for a twist. So the left arm is going to come over to the right. You can hook your elbow, or you can just let the arm stay in front, pushing into the leg, okay? Your choice. And then the right hand, the right arm, they go back. I'm again finding my sitting bones to find that base so I can lift the spine. And from there, we turn the head over to the right as we twist. We want to leave the belly soft, but I know that this shape, it's a little bit of a challenging because we are ringing, right? Our organs and our bodies here. So pelvis is heading to the floor, but let the belly and the chest turn to the right. Then we bring it back to the center. We re-extend the legs, wiggling a little. Nice, we still have perfect timing to do the second side. So now we are going to put the right leg under. If you're doing the full-blown version of one knee above the other, if you're doing the cross leg position, then the left shin is in front of the right one in the cross leg, okay? Either or, usually it's good to repeat the same thing you did on one side, you do it for the second side. Once you're there, sitting tall, we breathe in, we find that mountain pose at the top of the body, all the way to the hips. And then we bring that fold over the legs with any props or the way you need to modify. Breath is fluid, long. You can just observe it. If you feel like your mind tends to be jumpy or get distracted, even if you have to bring your mind a lot of times back to the breath, that's the best practice. Then we are slowly pressing, walking ourselves back up, and we take the last part, placing the left foot completely down on your mat or the floor, and then the right arm is the one that we are going to pass over to the left, either with the elbow crossing. I forgot to say on the other side, sometimes the arm doesn't get to go all the way, so you can just grab with your arm like I'm showing here and just pull the leg a little bit towards you. This is a little easier and it has the exact same effect as crossing the elbow to the other side, okay? So either or, left arm goes behind, steady your sitting bones, lift up through the spine, and trying to soften the belly a little, we move that belly and the chest over to the left. Relaxing the jaws. We are slowly returning. We re-extend the legs. We wiggle them again a little. I'm going to remove these props so we can come towards the end. So from here, we're going to come onto our backs, hug the knees, rocking a little bit side to side. You can even find a little bit of a circling motion there. And then if it's possible, you grab the outsides of your feet, you press them down with your hands towards the floor. At the same time, the base of your feet, your heels and the base of your toes, they are fighting a little bit of that movement, right? So they are pushing up. So you want to bring your knees down and at the same time feel an even pressure of your feet going up to the skies. You should also feel a little bit of your lower back, right? Connected to the floor. If you like to rock a little, you can do so. Some people don't like that. You can just stay centered. Nice. Then we slowly release, bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees go wide, bring your hands into your abdomen. We just have a few seconds here, but we're going to try and lengthen the back body, relax the shoulders, soften the face, let the legs do what they need to do. You don't need to push them or anything like that. And we stay for 2 breaths here. At the end of the second full breathing cycle, use your hands to bring your knees towards one another. You can extend one arm, roll slowly, gently towards the side. And from there, also with gentleness, we lift up into a seat. Thank you guys so much bringing palms together. We mark the end of this practice with so much gratitude for you guys joining, for having this time together of practice. We will be back in several weeks. I'll see you again, I hope. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Thank you.